G'day, Sonia Bernard here, linked by Ink, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to Technique Tuesday. Okay, it is, what day is it? Tuesday the 11th of April. Yeah, I hope you all had a wonderful Easter for those of you who celebrate Easter. And we are coming up on the last month that these are available. Well, we're not coming up on it, we're in it. So if there's anything you want that's not carrying over, go check my Facebook page for the list. Make sure you grab that now, okay? Because once it's gone, it's gone. So today, Technique Tuesday, we're going to play with some watercolor paper. Okay, this is Fluid 100 watercolor paper. Comes in a pack of 10. And what size are they? They're 5 by 7 inch. Okay, so you can get them from my online store. And we are going to make this fun card with this watercolor background. And you might say, what color is that? I don't know that color. This is Blueberry Bushel. Yes, it's one of our new core colors. Okay, so we've also got some Bubble Bath, this color, and this is actually in here. This is used in both the ink and this little strip right here, decorative strip. So I'm doing everything mirror image. And we're also going to use a couple of other new colors. Here's our color palette. Okay, so I know you can't get these yet unless you're a demonstrator, but May 2nd, you'll be able to get Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, Blueberry Bushel, and you already know your Old Olive. That's a classic. Okay, oh, I'm so excited. All the new stuff. If you want the new stuff before anyone else, join my team. The link is in the description. Would love to have you. You also get my free PDFs when you join. Every month you get my monthly team meeting PDF where you can purchase a kit from me that I do all the work for you. You can then use that if you want to give a class, if you just want to create. And then any additional PDFs I do throughout the month, I post them for my team as well, and they get them for free. I offer training if you want training. I will tell you everything I have learned in my 10.5 years of being with Stampin' Up! So, and if you just want to join in and get the discount, we're here for that too, okay? I have a lot of hobby demos on my team, and everyone on my team, like, I just love each and every person because it's more than just a team. It's like, it's friendship. You become friends, and I love that. Okay, I'm rambling. Cheerful Daisies. Yes, this is from the new annual catalog. It's a new stamp set with matching dies. We're going to play with this a little bit today. Oh, I didn't actually grab the two-tone Flora dice stamp set. We've seen that before. It's in the annual catalog. And Lazy Days, love this. The only thing I'm actually grabbing out of here is this little thanks right there. So, but how fun is that stamp set? Where is my two-tone Flora? I don't know where it is. You don't want to see what's down there. It's chaos. I got my pre-order in last week, and then I was creating for my bingo coming up and my class coming up. It's horrendous. So, two-tone Flora is in the regular annual catalog. Oh, here we go. Let me just show you on there. Since I have the catalog, you know our catalogs have a little index at the back for your stamp sets. So we can look up, wrong one, it was in the mini. Oh my goodness. This is what happens when you don't prep properly. And you don't have your glasses on. ST Alphabet Two-Tone Flora, page 16 of the mini catalog. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, so we're using that stamp set. Okay, so that is the stamp set I used to create the background on this watercolor, which you can't really tell. Oh, you can see it a little bit here. Do you see there? There. So I'm also going to do it again And this time I'm going to use the Cheerful Daisy as well. We're going to do two. So just experiment and see how that comes out. Let's go. Okay, let's turn this down. Enough yapping from me. And let's get this going. Let me change everything around here. Click, click, and spin. Oops. And then let's get me onto where I can watch what I'm doing to make sure I'm in frame. Okay, so Blueberry Bushel. I'm going to have to get used to all the new names. But Blueberry Bushel is what we are using as our card base. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You're going to want some, I always cut these in half. You can order these, but I prefer to cut it in half because I find that I don't usually need the whole sheet. So we're going to need some watercolor paper, and I have cut that out with our online exclusive dies, and this is Radiating Stitches, and we've just used the biggest one here and cut out that watercolor paper. Now I've done two because I want to do the 2 stamp sets. Let me put this over here. So we actually have 2 we're going to play with today, and we'll just see what happens. Now this card that I did yesterday, it was the first time I've done this, so you know, we'll just see what happens. I like the way it came out. At first I was like, oh, this looks like a hot mess, but the more I played with it, the better it looked. Okay, so in this stamp set, and in the two-tone Flora stamp set, you have an outline stamp, and then you have a fill in the background kind of stamp. So you can do 2-step stamping, which is what we're doing today. And we've got the same thing with our Cheerful Daisies. This is the outline, and this is the full color in the background stamp set. I'm not sure the technical term. I'll find that out. Or maybe I won't, because sometimes I just say, oh, I'll do this, and then I forget. So let's be honest. Okay, so our 3 colors, we're going to start with our Bubble Bath, which a lot of us want to say bubble gum, and it is not. It is a bubble bath. And we're going to take our two-tone Flora stamp set, and we're just going to stamp from this one corner and just press down hard. I'm going to go across the page, and it doesn't matter if you stamp on top of it, that's fine. I do find the photopolymer stamps work better on a hard surface, and then the rubber stamps, those red rubber ones, work better with a stamp pad, a stamping mat underneath. So we will have to clean these off in between since we're alternating colors. So whatever colors you use, you can use whatever you want. You want to go from lightest to darkest. And we're going to do this with this nude. This, you know, I always go, oh, there's so many flowers, so many flowers. But then they go and come up with, look at this flower. And I don't know how this is going to turn out because we're going to have some patches there. But let's find out together. It'll be fun. Okay. Yeah, oh, it's like so many flowers. But oh my goodness. I think this Cheerful Daisy set may be one of my new favorites. It has a little part that you can stamp the inside, and it's actually really quite easy to line up. Yeah. Oops a daisy, so sorry. I love that saying. Wishing you the brightest birthday. Your friendship means everything, and you made my day. So, okay, next, we're going to do the same thing with the Berry Burst. Now, normally I have these like set up and ready to go, and I'm like switch, switch, switch. But today I wanted to take you through step by step. We are going to do a little bit of overlap there. And see, this is much darker. And we'll just keep going and get that little bit on that edge there. Okay, now for our daisy one, I'm doing a 2-for-1 so we can see. I think, you know, we'll I think I actually put a little bit too much water on my one from yesterday. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to try to put those leaves over a little bit where that white space is. to see if that like helps. Just fill that in. How fun. And the great thing is there's absolutely, you know, there's no wrong way to do this. Well, unless you put way too much water. You don't want to do that. So I think today I'll try to go a little less heavy-handed on the water so we can keep maybe a little bit more of this pattern on this paper here. Okay. Next, I'm going to put these over here because we're going to need these. Blueberry Bushel. This is a fun color, and we're just going to fill this in. And I think I like the nice dark contrast. I did get a contrasting color. And this is inspired by Technique Tuesday that is actually posted on the Stampin' Up! Facebook page. It's a great way to show you, I don't remember the demonstrator's name who did this. It is on the Stampin' Up! Facebook page. Oh, I almost did it with the wrong, look, see what happens when I talk and craft at the same time. So I have used that and to those pictures to bring it to life and give you an actual little tutorial on how to achieve this. Okay, I'm going to put some blue in there, and then I think we'll put some extra since we got all this white space. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I think I'm going to try to fill that in there. But, you know, if we have some white space, why not? There's nothing to say it has to look a certain way. And this is going to be one of those cards where every time you do it, it's going to look different. Okay, so this is now we're going to want a paper towel. And you're going to want a spritzer. These are the Stampin' Up! Spritzers. And just water in here. Now let's start with this one and just see what happens. So we're going to just lightly, let's start on the outside this time. So I'm just spritzing a little bit because I want the ink to run, but I don't want it to pool everywhere. Oh, a tip that was on there was spray the back first and make it wet, and that will stop it from curling. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit more on there. Just let that kind of, I'm just kind of letting it soak in, and the blue really goes. There we go. Oh, I like this more. Less is more in this one. You'll notice it's kind of starting to run here, and what you can do is just get your paper towel. Now, as you pick that up, you will pick up ink as well. So, we can let it run a little bit. I mean, you want it to run. Like, let's see mine. Yesterday, you'll see how I went really heavy with the water, and it almost took out the entire, the stamp. However, this stamp, I think, might lend itself better to this technique because it does break up the ink, if that's making sense to you. Like, you've got those big gaps within the image. So I do want that to run a little bit, so we're going to put that to the side, and you'll see you might get a little spritz of blue over here or a different color, and that's okay because we're going to do a little spritz in a minute. Okay, let's do the second one. I'll just put this in my tray. This is my heat set tray that I made out of a box lid. It's got some foil in it. And we're going to set that there to dry. And then we're going to do this one. And oh look, there's already water on the page, so or on our backing. Doesn't matter if it's blue. Don't worry about that. Or if you're worried, just do this. Okay, we're going to flip this one too. And you're going to see the difference in the ink spread, if that makes sense. The ink spread. That's my technical term. In how much I am going to go lighter. Yesterday, I think I just went too heavy, although I do like both ways. I like how it all kind of like, yesterday I did a lot. You see how much that ran into it? Compared with today, we're just going to do a little bit more, a little bit less actually. So we get a little bit more of that pattern on that flower. But I still don't want it to look clear stamped. I want it to look a little bit, you know, like it's run a little bit. Which I may do a little extra on this one, down this corner. I don't feel like that ran enough. But then it's such a light ink, so it's probably not going to run a lot. And you can just play with it, you know. We will get the heat gun out for that. And like I said, usually I have one set and ready to go, but I wanted to do this with you step by step so that you can see. Whoops, I was facing the wrong way. Where is my thing? Oh, okay. I want to really get that pink a little bit. I think the secret is just give it a second to start working with the ink and start smudging. That's gonna be our technical term. And see the difference today? Yes, I like it. I like it. And you're probably gonna get inky fingers today, but that's okay. So if you have a little bit too much, you can kind of dab. But I actually want to keep that like that, I think. And then we will have to get that heat gun going. Okay, now we'll get rid of this because we're done with the water part. And next I'll show you all the bits. And we've also got some new bling I want to show you, okay? So what I did to build this, okay, I wanted something that, like I said, I'm pretty much following the layout that was on the Stampin' Up website. Excuse me, I just got the hiccups. But I wanted to make it my own, okay, and have my own spin on it. So I grabbed these Scalloped Contours dies, and I decided to make an edge. So I got this long edge, and I placed it just up like that across the straight edge. And then I ran it through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And that gave me this cute little strip right here. I punched out the little dots there. And this gives you this little strip. So it's just a little bit bigger than this. And then we can trim it. Hopefully it should fit. Yeah. It fits, so you can trim it just shy of that little curve. So you're not getting like a half piece like this. I don't like this. I mean, if that doesn't bother you, that's fine, but it bothers me. So that's what I did to get that bit there. And this is from the Scalloped Contours dies. These are carrying over, and I'm going to have to put these on some magnetic sheets. You'll see what I tell you when eventually these just start sticking. This is just, you know, adhesive strip. It's going to wear out eventually. Okay, so we have used 4 sets of dies today and a punch. And this punch, I've already actually punched it out, but you get some vellum. And this is a 2 3/8 inch punch. I am so glad they brought back the circle punches. They've had 3 now that they've brought back. And I don't remember, like, I never had this one, so I don't remember if this is, I don't know if this is a brand new size or if this is a comeback. I would have to check my catalogs. But again, this is a pre-order that you can get as a demonstrator. And that's the size vellum punch we're going to punch out. And then we're going to grab our time worn type embossing folder and take that punch vellum circle and run it through on your Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And that'll give you this fun looking embossed piece. That's the debossed side, that's the embossed side. Okay, so we've got one of them. Then I'm going to show you, oh, did I bring, where's my white paper? Oh dear. Okay, I'll grab that because we're going to need it. I want to show you a little trick when we're doing this 2-step stamping. Okay, now the leaves I just stamped in Old Olive using this little stamp, and this is from the two-tone Flora stamp set. And then it also has a die that I've die cut it out. Okay. And of course, I'm not showing you step by step because a lot of you who watch these technique classes, you already know how to do those basics. So obviously you don't want to sit here and watch me go through it. But a little quick trick I want to show you. I just want to show you a quick little trick that I don't know why I didn't think of this years ago. But for our two-tone Flora stamp here, so we're using berry burst, yeah, gotta remember these colors, and we're just going to do that outline like that. Okay, then if you want to line this up to make sure this is lined up good, I was like, well, why don't I just take the actual stamp, lay it over, like put it square, lay it over the top of the image, and then square that up. Boom. Oh, it's got a little residue on it. Never mind. And then what you're going to do is roll it in your ink, and you're going to stamp it like you're actually stamping a stamp. So you get this whole flower, and then this should just line up super easy. I went a little crazy in the ink pad. That's what happens when you roll. And that'll line up. Great. Look at that. Wonderful. So that's how we get that super cute two-tone Flora die using just the one ink pad berry burst. And then we're going to die cut that out. So we've got this. And one thing that is going away, but I did include in here, is this in color Starry Sky ribbon, this like glitter ribbon. What's the actual metallic woven ribbon? This is going away, and I'm just about at the end of my reel. So I like that I like when something gets to the end of like, yes, I used it all. But I do have a stash of stuff that I haven't used all the way, and I think I might have to talk about some mystery boxes here soon. Okay, so this is a bow maker. We're going to wrap it around twice. There's once, there's twice. Oh, it's catching. Okay, one trick with this is to tie the knot twice because it's so shiny, slippery. The texture of it, you're going to want to double knot this thing. So there's one, and then do a second knot. Because I did one knot, I took it off here, the whole thing just fell apart in my hand. So I was like, what? I was like, I'll have to glue dot that. And then I said, you know what, let's just double knot. And so there's our little bow that we'll use to decorate as well. Now, meanwhile, these have been drying over here. And, excuse me. I'm going to turn this on for a minute. So if you want to fast forward through this bit, feel free to fast forward. That one has a lot of water, so I'm just going to let that one sit, and we'll just work this one right here. And it's actually already starting to dry a little bit. Get some of that off. It's on like 2. I think we need mega dry. We need super quick. But it is going to take a few minutes. But, you know, that's fine. So let me just ramble on about the new catalog, the new annual catalog, the new core colors. Oh my goodness. I can't wait for you to see everything. But you'll be able to buy it May 2nd. But what you need to focus on now is looking at all those goodies that are going away. Because you know that once they're gone, and you think, oh, I should have got that. You know, there's things that I have and I get, and I'm like, okay, this I'm hanging on to. And then there's other things that I will put in my mystery boxes, and I will put in my BOGOs, and those ones I give to customers. So, and not that I don't love them, I just can't hang on to every single stamp set. You know, obviously as a as a demonstrator who does this all day, every day, we can't call it a job. It's not a job. It's a job B, which is a hobby. That's also a job B, because, yeah, we have to adhere to, because a job makes it sound like it's an employment, and it's not. It's self-employment. So, yeah, but because I do that, I obviously have a lot of stamps, and I purchase a lot through the annual catalog and then through the 2 mini catalogs. But I also get the discount, so I love that. And if you join, you also get that discount. And if you join now, you also get to pre-order and add all these fun new goodies to your cart, because you would then be considered a demonstrator, and demonstrators have access to pre-order. Now, this one's pretty dry, and that one is still wet, so we'll just put that to the side. We don't really need him. Did I forget? No, I didn't forget. I have got my Seal Plus, and the reason I pulled out the Plus was because this is quite thick, and you can see it's not quite flat, and I just want to make sure that it's nice and strongly adhered there, so we're going to burnish that. I don't like when my cards are popping up. I like them nice and flat. And someone told me they never use a oh my goodness, my bone folder. I'm like, oh, got to have my bone folder. And also another reason I'm using this is if you use these stitch dies, don't use liquid glue. The liquid will actually seep through the dies because it's actually cut. You know, you could stick something through there. See that? So if you use the liquid glue, the liquid comes through. Whereas if you use this, then it does not. And I love this. I love our adhesive, our Seal and our Seal Plus. So our Seal Plus is like using a double-sided tape without all the hassle. How great is that? Look at that. Boom. So that's the Seal Plus. And then the Seal is our regular adhesive. And then we also have our liquid multi-purpose adhesive as well. So just make sure we're going the right way. And the one thing though is once you put this down, oh, I went a little bit over the edge. It's not coming back up. So I do like I generally use liquid because I'm not great at centering. Even after 10.5 years, it still takes a second, and that's okay. Just bear with me there. There we go. And push that down. Oh, yeah. We're seeing the difference. So we've still got that watercolor look to it, but it's got a little bit more detail here. Whereas there I really went over and it went into this other flower and kind of just, I was going to say deleted. And just kind of like wiped out that flower. So now we have our vellum circle, okay, with this. I don't know why this gives me Harry Potter vibes. I don't know. But we're going to put this down. I love Harry Potter. I love going to Universal in Florida and just hanging out, riding the train. Love it. Like I've gone by myself. Yes, I have. And loved it. Whoops. I'm almost forgetting. We're going to put this piece down first. And I probably should have trimmed this prior to putting it down. Would have been smart. But sometimes I forget things. So if you do something like that, you can kind of just like eyeball it. We'll go there. This is what happens when I'm talking. I get distracted so easily. I'm that person. I have seen a squirrel run across my back fence while I've been on the phone, and I've literally said, oh look, squirrel. So let's trim that down a little bit more either side. So I do suggest trimming this beforehand. It might save you this nitty-gritty part that we're doing here. But you know, I always say I make the mistakes so you don't have to. That is close enough for me. I'm happy with that. Little trim just to make sure. Okay, wonderbar. So, get a little bit of this liquid adhesive And you could also cut this out with a adhesive sheet. Sorry, let me get better under the camera there. Because a little bit of this will seep out the edge, but that's fine. You can let that happen. And then, I don't know, about 1.25 inches in, 1.5 inches, but somewhere between that. Just eyeball it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You just do it however you want to do it. And we will stick that down. Now we can use the liquid adhesive on this vellum here because the flower is going to cover that up. Oh, I am liking how this is starting to turn out. So with that having more detail, we're going to put a little bit of glue on the edge here. We're just going to have that pop out there. And you know what's coming next, don't you? Say it with me. Dimensionals. Where did I put them? I purposely grabbed them this morning so I would not forget them. But like I said, if you could see what's on the other side of this camera, you know, I grabbed them and then I probably put them straight back down because that's something I would do. Here we go. I would pick them up, go, oh, wait a second, put them down, walk off, forget about them, come back around 3 hours later. Then we are going to go ahead, oh, sorry, I was doing that off camera. So I've just put dimensionals down on the back. I think that's what happens when I stand up. I start pulling it closer towards me. And then we're just going to put this here. I might put this one a little bit more of an angle just because I want to. There we go. And oh, we need our little our little sentiment. And this cute little stamp is from that again, from the Lazy Days, and it says, home is where our story begins. When you take time for yourself, it's always a good day when we spend time together. Friends back, thanks to our street, welcome when it's your birthday. And then it's got like a wooden deck and a mat chair. The dies to this, wait till you see the die. There's going to be some scene making going on with this stamp set. I tell you, it is going to be awesome. Okay, I'm just using Memento ink and this cute little thanks. I love the font. And I do love thank you cards. Oh, I'm a little bit to the bottom of that. Let me try that. I made an extra just in case. I'm going to pull it close to me so I can actually try to center. It's very hard trying to stamp like 1.5 feet in front of you. So there we go. We'll just pretend that one didn't happen. There we go. And then we're going to get our bow. And oh, we're not quite done. I forgot the splatters. Oh, what? Okay, I already kind of put this on. You know what? We can actually pull that back off. See, I just get so distracted sometimes. I skip stuff. Okay, so I had a little container yesterday, and I put a couple of drops of blueberry bushel in there. And then I did put some water, but the water you can see is evaporated. So I'm going to put just a smudge of water in here. That's a technical measurement, a smudge. And then we're going to get some of this paper so we don't make a mess everywhere. And we're going to get an aqua painter. And literally you don't even want excess on there. You're going to put it in, stir it, wipe off the excess, and then give it a flick just to give it some extra visual effect there. And you can do as little or as much as you want. There is no right or wrong. I used to do this as a little kid with my paintbrush. Would go outside and just flick paint onto paper and just loved it. Okay, and I'll wash that out in a minute when we're done. Okay, let's put this back on, and as long as we're careful, that will dry in just a little bit, so we'll just be careful not to touch that part. Then we're going to need our mini glue dots, and I'll put 2 on here just for good measure. So I'm going to pull the leg of this bow down, so it's going to go more where I want it to go, not where it wants to go. And I'll put 2 just for good measure. And we're going to put this at an angle like this on the flower. Let's actually go down a little bit. There we go. I want it there. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just whatever you prefer. And then I'm going to put 1 on either end and try to get that so that it goes on either side of this ribbon, okay, when we're putting it down. And then we can move it. Remember, when you're crafting, things are malleable. Malleable? You can make them move. You can make them go where you want them to go simply by using glue, by using a little bit of force. These 2 seem to have stuck together. There we go. Pull them apart to give it more oomph. And then we'll just trim these. And there we go. So let's see the difference between the one we did yesterday and today. And actually, I think the biggest difference is in this pink line here. I'm going to hold that up a little bit more. You can see a little bit more of the flower just there, but still, I like how it turned out. What do you think? What do you think? I hope you love it. I hope you try it. Here's that other one that's still drying, so we can see how that is going to be quite different. And we're going to have this over here, but it's still going to have that same kind of background that we're going for, that watercolor 3-tone background. Love it, love it, love it. I hope you love it. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, would love to have you. I'm trying to build a crafting community, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification button so you can know when I load a new video up. I was doing Thursdays live at 3, but you know what? I'm going to do Thursdays still at 3, and that's my card class. But I think I'm going to pre-record those from now on. And then I will just do Facebook Live pop-ons. Just throughout the week, if I have a minute somewhere, it's going to be a random time, random card, and I'm just going to quickly make it, because I know my card classes to go, they get to be like an hour long, and unless you're doing the card class, you know, or wanting to watch, sometimes that's a kind of a long time to sit there on a live. So I thought from now on, my lives are just going to be pop-ons, and they're going to be a quick 1 card. Maybe not this detailed. This is more like for Technique Tuesday. Okay, thanks for listening, and let me ramble on here, and I hope you love it. I hope you give it a go. Do, you know, reach out in the comments and let me know what you think, or let me know if you try it. What stamp set you use, what colors you use. I really want to know. And if you want to show me, go over to my Facebook page. It's linked by ink. And, oh, I forgot the bling. See what happens? I get so distracted. I've got to show you this bling just when you thought we were signing off. This is the 2023-2025 in color dots, and I am in love with these. I will be using these all year long. You can bet on it. And I mean the Stampin' Up year, or the whole annual catalog year. So these are the 5 new in colors. Let's see if I remember. Boho Blue, Copper Clay, Moody Mauve or Moody Mauve. I say mauve. And Wild Wheat and Pebbled Path. So that is the 5 new in colors. And we just put some bling. They're so pretty. They look like they have depth to them. You can actually see my ring light, and I don't know if you can see that, but you can see my ring light reflection in there. So they kind of reflect, and kind of remind me a little bit of sea glass, but you know, that smooth, pretty sea glass you can find. There. Gotta have the bling. There we go. So again, these will be ready and available to you on May 2nd. If you want to join now, you can put them in your cart, in your join cart, and that's $99. You get $125 worth of product, plus free shipping, plus a free paper pumpkin, and then so you just pay your $99 plus tax, because we always got to pay the tax man. And then your next order that you place, you get 20% off. Oh my goodness, you get your save. So yeah, check out that. Reach out to me. I hope you try this. Hope you have a wonderful Tuesday and a wonderful rest of the week. And I will catch up with you on Thursday. Have a great one. Take care, guys. Bye now. Whoops.